Hello, I'm Tucker Norton. Xiaobing asked me to talk about communicating with impact, how to sell your ideas without insulting people. You know, before I came to China, I spent 2 years in investor relations, acting as a salesperson for DuPont. I wasn't selling any DuPont product like Kevlar or Nomex. I was selling the whole company, ownership in our stock. I worked with institutional investors all across the world, and I dealt with many people who were typically impatient and had hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in DuPont or our competitors. And I knew one thing: if I didn't communicate well to them, they could sell our stock in just 5 seconds. That's all it took for them to sell. So, being in investor relations, I learned a few things which I hope I can share with you today. I'm not an expert, but you may find these helpful. The first thing is to know your audience. Know who they are, know what they care about, and the level of detail that they want to get into. At DuPont, we're good at many things, but I see us presenting to customers more about ourselves than about them. We talk about DuPont's history. Back in 1802, we started with gunpowder on the banks of the Brandywine River. We also like to talk about our organizational structure. Here's our new president, here's our new global leader in Nomex and Kevlar and so on. And we even like to talk about our latest advertising campaign. But what I find most customers care about is not that. They care about DuPont solving their problems. They want to know that DuPont understands their issues. And they want to know how DuPont can help. And if we can help, that's great. And if we can't help, then let's not waste their time. So, that's the thing that I think we must start with: knowing our customers and knowing what they care about. And asking questions during the meeting, making more of a discussion, more of a dialogue. And in that way, it's a shared partnership, and it makes it easier then to persuade them on whatever it is we have to offer. The second thing is around the style of the presentation. There's a direct style and an indirect style. I'll start with indirect first. Indirect is like a story or a movie. In the beginning, you don't really know where it's going, and it's not until the end that you finally understand the whole story, that you finally understand the conclusion. I started in technology, and a lot of scientists and engineers present this way. Like to tell a very elaborate story, and at the end, finally, you understand what they're trying to do. That's a great style if you want to persuade people that have the time to listen. But if you run out of time, then you've cut off the most important part of your whole presentation, which is the conclusion. The other style is the direct style. It's an awful lot like an article, either in the newspaper or on the internet. It starts with a headline, a very clear summary of what the whole article is about. And then the first paragraph, also very clear what it's about. And each paragraph after that, each topic after that, gets a little less important. So you know instantly, from the first 5 minutes, the conclusion and the whole point of the story. And then the rest of the time, it's really like a reverse story. It's telling how they got there. This is a style that's obviously very popular with people that are time-starved, like executives. But it's not very good if you need to persuade someone who may be against your idea, because the moment they see your conclusions, they can write off the whole presentation. They can turn off the brain, stop listening, because they already know where you stand. Regardless of which style you pick, indirect or direct, there's one thing else you can do. In DuPont, we love data, we love numbers, and that's part of it. But the other part of it's the human part. It's the anecdote, it's the surprising fact, it's the aha, the thing that gets the customer's attention. Blending the two, not one or the other by themselves, blending the two is what I found most impactful in order to get the customer to buy in. And then the third thing I want to talk about briefly is around time management. Running out of time with a customer or anyone else is either a lack of preparation or a lack of respect, one or the other. You should know how long it will take for you to communicate your ideas. And if for some reason the customer is asking many questions, then you should adjust your presentation accordingly. If you really think you're going to run over, then ask for permission. Say, I need 15 more minutes to finish describing to you the benefits of this offering and why it's so valuable to you. And if you get that permission, whatever you do, don't run over that extra time. Do not, or you may not ever get invited back. So those are the three things I want to leave you with. First, know your audience. Second, decide on the direct versus indirect style of presentation and make it real, make it human. And then the third, be respectful, particularly around time management. If you'd like more information, I highly recommend a book called Made to Stick. It's by Chip Heath and Dan Heath, and it's got a number of great ideas that you can use in your day-to-day endeavors. So with that said, I hope you found this helpful, and have a good day. Thank you.